美国时事通，我是罗文。今天是2026年7月24号，星期五，周末愉快。昨天马斯克接受《经济学人》非常重要的一个采访哈，他谈了关于 AI 还有科技的发展，也涉及到了政治，所以我们今天好好的聊一聊。这个《经济学人》的主编，你一看就是绝对的左派哈，他就说啊，你这污名化了英国，你说伦敦很不安全啊，你有2点多亿的 subscribers 哈，你有2点多亿的这个追随者，你的影响力很大，你一说伦敦不安全，到处都是这个穆斯林强奸什么的，那结果就变成很多人都来问我，他说我在伦敦生活那么多年，我觉得伦敦非常的安全。然后马斯克就说，我反映的是实情嘛。
Nonsense.
Elon, you have, what is it, close to 250 million followers on X.
Yeah, because
you say things like,
popular guy.
Quote, civil war in Britain is inevitable, just a question
on the current
of when.
trend, yes.
I mean, when were you last in the UK?
A few years ago.
Exactly. So I live there. I'm there the whole time. That is nonsense.
You live a cloistered existence.
No, I don't actually. And the numbers also disprove what you say.
What numbers?
All the numbers about crime. London is a much safer city than any city in the United States. Violent crime in the UK is not where you think it is. In fact, it's coming down. You have painted, and because you have so many followers, so many Americans believe it, a kind of view that Europe and the UK are kind of, overrun with terrifying Muslim immigrants. There's rape on every corner. There's a sort of civilizational destruction.
I haven't said any of those things. If you have a large and rapidly growing group of people whose beliefs are antithetical to Western beliefs, at some point there will be a reckoning. They will try to implement their views, and those who oppose it will oppose it, and that's what you call civil war. And obviously, this is the trend. And you absolutely do live in a cloistered existence. And if you'd like, we can go on a tour of Britain.
Sure. I'd be very happy to come on a tour of Britain.
And you will see for yourself.
You come see my country that I live in all the time, and you haven't been to a few years ago.
I've been there literally 100 times.
But when was the last time?
Literally a few years ago.
You know why this exercises me? Because you have really shaped opinion about the UK. And so many Americans I come across and I have conversations with, and and I just had one the other day along the order of, oh, London's such a dangerous place. How can you know? There are sort of grooming gangs everywhere. There's violence everywhere. This is a picture that people get from things that you post or that are posted on X. And for example, you're posting for, what was it, 48 hours of Citizen Vigilante. That film, which, paints a dystopian... I've watched it.
Yes.
It was not fun. I watched it yesterday. It's not a very good movie. But it also paints a dystopian picture of Europe. And it glorifies vigilante violence. It glorifies the murdering of a Muslim immigrant family. I honestly think that it is irresponsible for you to put that up on X.
I think that it's a movie, and it's worth watching.
然后记者就指责他，就说你看你就支持极右翼什么的，他说我不是支持极右翼，我是支持普通人。如果这些事回到10到15年前都是很普通的，只不过是大家都越来越左了哈。你们把奥巴马的一个文章演讲稿拿给记者看，说这是看看川普的演讲，他们会批得一无是处，但实际上你会告诉他这是奥巴马的，就是这么的错乱。
You support not just the populist right, but the far right, in fact very fringe parties in some countries.
No, I support the normal people.
Okay.
What do you call the far right? Falsely.
You think as the normal person? Okay.
Yes. Literally, you could go back 10 or 15 years, and these policies were completely normal. What I think that's quite funny is to take a speech from Obama and Hillary, and then go to someone and say, who's sort of on the sort of what I call the lunatic left, and say, what do you think of the speech by Trump? I'm like, oh wow, he's the worst person ever. Actually, that was a speech by Obama. Or actually, that was a speech by Hillary.
I agree. No, I agree that the center of gravity in this country has shifted. Certainly, the Democratic Party shifted to the left. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people like Rupert Lowe. I'm talking about people.
It's actually just normal people.
记者在指责他的时候，他说：“你想想，我有2.5亿的追随者，你们才是说假话的真正的罪魁祸首。”
Particularly on social media, fostered by the kinds of things you are pushing on X, actually helps this, makes it worse.
I don't think so. I think you're the problem, the media. And speaking of loathing, you're loathed far more than I am. And you don't seem to even realize that.
I think very few people know who I am relative to you, so I don't think I play in the same game.
The media collectively. So, I mean, you're hated. Do you even know that? You probably don't.
I like to think that I'm aware of my own personal shortcomings and the Economist's shortcomings and our worldview's shortcomings.
Yeah.
But what we stand for, as you know, is liberal values, traditional classical liberal values, where we worry about concentrations of power and we believe in the individual and the dignity of the individual and individual freedom.
Right. I agree with that.
Firmly believe that. And I have long thought that you were a classical liberal. But when I read what you post, classical liberal, J.S. Mill, limited government, individual freedom.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But when I read what you post on your feed, I sometimes wonder whether you really do believe in that.
I literally said, look, I believe in safe cities, secure borders, and sensible spending.
记者也问他斗鸡说：“你看饿死的人。”他说：“一个人都没有饿死，这个也是谎言哈。”
But 0 died because
well,
of
that's
Doge.
what I would take issue with.
0.
I think
when funding is stopped for fraudulent organizations or for something, do you think they're going to say, well, please keep funding the fraud? Or do you think they're going to come up with a sad story that sounds sympathetic in order to get the funding restored? Obviously, it will be the latter, and that's exactly what they did.
In fact, certainly cause unnecessary suffering. I mean,
no.
No?
No.
You don't buy that at all?
It caused a lot of complaining.
So you don't buy the idea that anybody, to put it really crudely and simply, any kid in Africa died because of the suddenness with which...
0.
I just don't think that's right. I just don't think... I've had people reporting in Africa who...
How many NGOs are there that could step in? Because bear in mind, it happened quickly. And there are literally tens of thousands of NGOs.
Not everyone functions as fast as you do. If funding is cut off for antiretrovirals overnight, and it just stops, then people will die when they don't have access to them. And it just...
only if they cannot get funding for that. But the Gates Foundation has $50 billion. What about that? What about any one of a number of organizations? What about
well, in lots of these countries, USAID...
Mackenzie, whatever her last name is, used to be Bezos, gave $50 billion. What about that?
But, let's be practical. In many of these countries, USAID was the biggest funder. But I don't want to have an argument.
USAID was a political organization.
It may also have been that, but it was the biggest funder of healthcare systems. So I'm very
biggest
sure that there was
funder of regime change.
And there may well be benefits from having changed the system.
USAID funding was not stopped. It was moved to the State Department.
It was stopped. There were huge numbers of things shut down in Africa that were
there were
health
claims
related.
Of this. These claims are false. They're nonsense. And absolute nonsense.
总之，我们可以多看几个这个片段。
Anti-Muslim?
I'm against having if people are coming to a country with antithetical views, I am against that. I'm against that. I'm against. I'm against rape and murder. I'm against the imposition of rules and laws that are contrary to what we've come to accept in the West. And I think it's a crying shame that the sort of traditional media, like you, don't recognize this.
Why should you be able to shape European politics? You don't even live there.
I think of it as the sort of the West collectively.
But do you see why this makes people think that this man who has all this power, he's the world's richest man, he thinks he has a right to influence our politics? It makes people... It's why, we started this conversation saying superlatives. It's why people loathe you. I mean, some people do loathe you.
Yes, some people do.
But do you understand why? Do you think what you're doing is helpful for Western democracy?
Maybe some people do loathe me. And that's probably true. I don't care. But the fact that as you pointed out, a 250 million people follow me, is that I think a lot more people actually like me than don't. And I think a lot more people hate you and the media more than you realize.
Exaggerate the scale of Europe's problem. And
I think people are asleep at the switch and do not realize the magnitude of the issue.
I also think that your interventions, however well-intentioned they may be, risk making Europe's problem a lot worse.
How?
Because you are putting your support behind people who are proto-authoritarians, who are not trying simply to, make sure there is better integration of Muslims or to secure the borders, but who have very clear fascist tendencies, and you will cause huge divisions within Europe.
I think what you're saying is total fiction, and really, I'm simply saying that that Europe has to have secure borders.
Okay, on that we agree
and should not let in vast numbers of people with views that are antithetical to the accepted views in Europe, and where there will not be some level of safe cultural integration. This is simply common sense.
If all you are saying is Europe should have secure borders, I completely agree with you. Then I have misunderstood what your interventions have been on social media, because that is not what the view I have, not what I would conclude having seen what the people you are supporting and the things you're doing. But if that's your goal, I share your goal that Europe should have secure borders.
Yes.
I think that's perfectly agreeable.
当伊朗马斯克说这些话的话，简直有些都把记者撑得哑口无言哈，就可以当面说，就是你们这些记者，你们这些媒体干的，你们在颠倒黑白，而不是我们。所以伊朗马斯克的这个采访，既让人担心我们的未来，也让人爽到极点哈。你可以看到这个白左的一个表情哈，那很多人就说啊，白人自由派的妇女是人群中最讨厌的一群人哈。我看到一个视频也转播率很高，2个白人的妇女上到一个 Uber 的车 ，Uber 的司机戴着一个川普的帽子，然后他们就要他摘下来，他说我不摘，你不能告诉我怎么穿衣服，他说你不摘的话我给你打0分，你想打0星级还是5星？他说你随你便吧，然后这个女的试图教训他，然后他女儿就说啊不要教训他什么的，跟他说废话没用的，还骂川普是猪，然后最后被迫停车停到靠边了，然后这个 Uber 司机说祝你今天过得开心。
You want to tip or not? Do you understand who this guy is that you're wearing? This guy, this disgusting pig that you're wearing?
Ladies,
Sir,
I suggest you take a breath and relax, because this is just an Uber ride. And I take offense to you telling me what to wear and what not to wear in my own house.
Sir,
I
don't care about
okay?
We're paying. Do you want a tip? Do you want 5 stars? Because we'll leave you 0 stars if you can't accommodate
No, just pull over because you are.
And look, we're in the middle of the road. You want me to pull over?
I don't understand why you can't just take the hat off. Like, I don't understand what, like, it's really that hard for you to just take
I
the
support
hat
my
off.
president.
Because you're making her upset. Do you not care that you're making my mother cry right now?
Take that hat off now or just pull over on your
Seriously.
Please pull over.
I'm not gonna pull.
Take your freaking hat off. Okay?
I'm recording you.
Seriously.
Now I'm gonna pull over to
Pull
call
over
the
up
cops.
here. Pull over.
That's called assault. You should not be
I don't
touching
care. We're
me.
getting out. Pull over.
Getting out.
Pull over.
All right, can I at least pull over in the same
yes.
spot?
Yes, sir. Jeez.
Do you know who the pig is that the hat that you're wearing?
This is
Do you know who
ridiculous.
that guy is?
Don't even waste
Do
your
you know
breath,
the things
Mom.
he's done to this planet and ruined things?
It's okay,
You
Mom.
have
Okay,
any
ladies.
idea
It's
who
okay.
this
Let's get
guy
out of
is?
here. And
hope-
I'm reporting you.
I hope you have a better day, because
Yeah.
这就是保守派和自由派的鲜明的一个对比哈，那同时也反映了白人妇女的这个 TDS 有多么的根深蒂固。只要今天媒体一天虚假的宣传，一天这些人都会活在他们的虚无的 bubble 里头，自得其乐，而且充满了仇恨。我们不需要这样的社会，我们希望有更多的像 Elon Musk、Trump、Rubio、Vance 和千千万万的普通的美国人出来发声，告诉大家美国的真相是怎么样的。OK， 这就是今天的一个播报，感谢您的收看，加油！